We'll be talking about the differentiation strategy in this part of the lecture. We've already talked about the first basis of strategic competition, that could be low cost. A differentiation strategy is to have something unique, either in your products or in your processes. Walls used a differentiation strategy in their outbound logistics by offering those three-wheelers where instead of taking the customer to the product, they took the product to the customer. Now that is the differentiation in the outbound logistics of the value chain. So differentiation is to create something different in your product features or in your processes. Your differentiation strategy could be a focused differentiation strategy, or it could be a broad-based strategy. We can use differentiation strategy to achieve the following objectives. First, it could be used to charge a premium prices on your products and services. As you create differentiation, you add more value for your customer. The customer is willing to pay more for your product and services, and therefore you're able to charge a premium price on your product and services. Differentiation strategy also raises barriers against the new entrants. Necessarily, differentiation requires research and development, and that research and development requires investment. Gillette, in order to produce its Mach 3, incurred an expense of $1.3 billion in just research and development. So heavy capital investment required, it raises barriers for other firms. Differentiation strategy can also be used to reduce the elasticity of demand of your products. In order to understand this, we should have a very clear concept of consumer surplus. Consumer surplus is the difference between the imaginary price of the product in the mind of the customer and the real price that he pays for that product. If the imaginary price is higher than the actual price, this is consumer surplus. Vice versa, it would be a consumer deficit. The point is, what is the role of this consumer surplus in this differentiation strategy? By creating differentiation, the organizations first try to improve the customer perception, thereby they can increase their imaginary prices on those products and services. And then actually launching the products lower than their imaginary prices, they are able to create a consumer surplus. And it is assumed that any increase in price within that consumer surplus will not have that effect on the demand of that product. So here, differentiation is used to improve that customer perception. Let's take the example of various detergents in the market. Through their advertisements, other campaigns, they try to sell those new features of the products to the customer. Try to make them realize that something with an improved quality is about to come into the market. They, having the experience of the prior product, assume that a new product with an improved quality is bound to be priced higher than the earlier product. That creates consumer surplus. The companies now have the flexibility to maneuver their prices within this consumer surplus, not affecting the demand of the product to that extent. So, this advantage, differentiation, can be used to reduce the elasticity of demand. So if you sum it up, we can achieve three things through differentiation strategy. We can charge a premium price, we can raise the barriers against new entrants, and we can reduce the elasticity of demand. How can we achieve these objectives? As already pointed out in our discussion on low-cost strategy, differentiation can be achieved by bringing or introducing something different in our different activities on the value chain. It may be in your inbound logistics, operations, outbound logistics, but whatever we do, it has to be unique from the point of view of the customer. It has to add value for our customer in a different way so that he is ready to pay a premium price for that differentiation. This differentiation strategy can be broad-based and it could be focused. We should be able now to understand the difference between the focused differentiation and the best value strategy. Focused differentiation is where we are creating differentiation for a niche market, for any particular one segment of the market. We specialize in that segment. But the best value strategy is to have a differentiation which is unique. So let's just review what are the features of a unique differentiation and try to differentiate from a differentiation which we are saying is not unique. A unique differentiation will have the following features. First, it is not possessed by your competitor. Second, it is difficult to imitate. Third, it makes a disproportionate contribution to the customer value addition. That is, what this differentiation cost is less as compared to the benefits through this differentiation. So if a differentiation has these three features, most importantly that it is difficult to imitate, not possessed by your competitor, it is said to be a best value product. So remember the difference between focused differentiation and a best value strategy. A focused differentiation is a differentiation which can be imitated after some time. But a best value strategy is where we have created a unique differentiation that is difficult to imitate. Take the example of Rolls-Royce, BMWs. Their differentiations are unique, very difficult to imitate. But the differentiations created by Nokia, Samsung, they are not unique, simply being that they can be copied. So we have now discussed the three bases of our competition: low-cost strategy, differentiation strategy, which can be broad-based and focused. And if this focused differentiation can somehow be made as unique differentiation, this will be your best value strategy.